Hi everybody. Happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for another solo stream. I'm really excited to hang out with you guys tonight and, have some cozy productivity as always. I'm excited to hear how your month has been. Um, Hello, Michael. Hello, Malin. Hello, Adam. Very exhausted today, but happy to be with friends, and I'm happy to have you. Um, Thank you for noticing. I have Luke and I bought a ring light a couple months ago, and it's just like been in our basement, and I completely forgot that I could, I have free will and I could bring it upstairs if I wished. And it turns a bunch of different colors, which I won't mess with it now, but um, I always am a little self-conscious that I'm just in the dark when I'm streaming on the Wednesday nights. So I hope this is a little better, a little vibier. And Dami is here. Hello, my friend. Thank you for joining. Good. I hope so. I hope it gives cozy nighttime vibes and not, just low res dark hole, which is what my office usually gives. Good. I'm very glad. Um, so yeah, let me know how May went for everybody. I can't believe May, she's over. She's got a few days left, but this month went by so quickly for me. Um, the good news is that I finished my draft. Oh, thank you, Dami. I'm glad you like it too. Yes, very mindful, very demure. um, very easy on the eyeballs, I hope. But yeah, my big news for May is that I finished my draft of Hare's book. Finally, after like almost a year of slowly, working on it little by little, we got there. We got to the end. And I did it on a live stream with my friend Steve, which I know many of you were there for. But if you want to relive the moment or see me cross the finish line, you can go back and watch that stream. I didn't really do a vlog of the end of this draft because I was just kind of like head down, really wanting to get it done before I went on my trip. I went to the UK this month, and that's kind of what I think made the month go by so fast is that I left on the 6th and came back on the 18th. So basically, when I got back and kind of, got reset and got back into my routines, it was kind of already the end of the month. So I've just kind of been taking it easy since then. I did a beta reading project, which was very fun, but I've kind of just used it as break time away from my own writing. And that has been really nice to just refill the well. I've done a lot of reading, and it's been a really nice month. I made like 3,000 comments on the video you posted because I commented with my real name account. Yes, I know I have definitely done this before too. Gotta do a little switcheroo, but that's okay. I appreciate all the comments. May passed by so quickly, I don't even know which way it went. Yes, and this is the way I'm feeling too. So let me know what you're going to be working on tonight. I want to get the updates from everybody. What are you working on? Um, I'm ready to get back into things in June. I feel really recharged and I'm like excited to start making some moves. You know what I mean? Time away was very helpful. So I have what I'm calling like a revision prep checklist for Harris book. And it's basically like a list of things that I want to do or work on before I allow myself to start the next draft. Because I really don't want to rush into it. I'm excited, but I don't want that to, make me start revision before I'm really ready, before I really have a handle on where I'm going, what I'm doing, the problems that I'm fixing. And I want to have a very detailed plan. So June is basically all about this revision prep checklist for me. And I'm not going to like go into super detail because it is something I want to make a video about in the next couple of days. But I'm basically just going to start working on that stuff tonight. Um, Malin is going to be working on my beauty sleep after devouring my drunk McDonald's, and I love this for you. I hope you don't stay up too much later. Um, yeah, I know. It would be very wild of me to post a video 2 weeks in a row. Like, that's not on brand, but I'm inspired. So, and I already have a cute little Notion page made. So, like, it really would be a low effort, kind of video. So, fingers crossed, I actually, will get some content out there. Prompt word for a poem. Okay. As per usual, I like to pull this from what I'm working on. So, like, would it be crazy for me to pull a word from my revision checklist? I don't know. We'll see. I'm pulling it up now. Maybe I can find a good word in there. Oh, okay, here's a good one. So, one of the things I have under my character work is I really want to nail down like the shards of glass for each of my main characters. So I think glass will be your word, Michael. I think there's a lot of different ways you could go with that. So good luck. um, yes, everything on a checklist. Yeah, it's helping me feel really organized and excited. Um, so at the top of my check, I have to sneeze and I don't know. Mm, okay, she left. The sneeze left. At the top of my checklist for tonight is actually I want to order a print copy. I have been thinking a lot about this, about whether I wanted to do a print copy for this draft because it's so messy, so short, so underwritten, qualifier, qualifier, qualifier. But it was so, so helpful for me to print out Project Gemstone when I did that big developmental edit, and just being able to scribble all over it. And I'm really, really desperate to work in a different medium. I'm really tired of looking at screens. I actually had a really bad screen migraine last night, and that kind of scared me a little bit and made me think like, okay, I need to start watching my screen time. Yeah. Yeah, I got into a fight with a sneeze and I won. So it happens when you stream by yourself. You have to fight off the sneezes. So I'm really excited about this. But I need to, organize that into a file that I can upload to Lulu and, slap a cover on there and all that. So, yeah, that's going to be fun, but that's going to be my first task for tonight. Print copy, I've never done one, but I get so excited for everyone else. Oh, Dami, you should do it. It doesn't matter if you're in the middle of a draft. I think you should just do it. It's so, so fun, and wildly helpful for me to wrap my head around things. I have a very bad memory when things are digital, but something about having it in a physical form that I'm flipping the pages, it really helps me remember my book better and actually get to know the order of scenes. So much so that I had studied my print copy so closely when I was developmentally editing Project Gemstone, um, that I was in a long car ride with my sister and she was like, "Oh, what's your book about?" And we were stuck with no phone service, so we had no music. And she was like, "Just tell me a story." And I recited my whole book for her. And I have goldfish memory, so I really attribute that to working in the print copy so much. So I can't say enough good things about it. But yeah, that's what I'm going to work on. And once I get that sent off, I'm just going to start moving on to probably a pitch, a blurb, and a query letter. And, those go in ascending order. But those are two things that I know I have left till later stages before, and I want to try and do them early. Obviously, they're not final form whatsoever, but just to get the ideas churning and to, again, help me solidify what I'm doing with this book. I think it would be really helpful. So that is me. I have already been chitty chatting for 10 whole minutes. So I'm going to get us into our first sprint. And I'll probably just do 3 30s tonight if that's okay with you guys. I'm pulling up a hexed hourglass timer. I cannot resist this one because I just got back from the UK and I'm sad and I have like vacation depression. Um, I ate so many croissants and drank so many lattes and went to Winchester where there was just like beautiful wisteria and hydrangea everywhere. It was like so Bridgerton. So this just really spoke to me, and I can hang on to my beautiful trip for a little bit longer. Um, 3:30s, yes, I think that's what we'll do. So, all right, I'm gonna click play, and good luck, everybody. friends. I hope that did not startle you too badly. Let me know how that sprint went for you. That was good for me. As per usual, the task turned out to take a little longer than I was expecting, but that's okay. I'm in the process of like formatting this document in a 6x9 so that I can upload it to Lulu and have it be book-sized. And just creating all my headers and single spacing it and just getting everything. Like I want all the chapters to start on an odd numbered page, et cetera, and all that fun stuff. So it's a little tedious, but it's stuff I enjoy. So this is fun for me. Although I'm a little nervous that whatever I did in Google Docs might have taken all my italics out, which I do this every time I export a book. I don't know what's wrong with me. So I think I need to check on that on the next sprint and make sure that I didn't completely lose all my italics. So that was me. I'm sorry, I also did not come up with any questions for the sprints tonight. So we'll just chitty chat, or if you want to pitch a discussion question to the chat, I would absolutely love that. But otherwise, just let me know how you did on your sprint. JK joined us. Hello, happy Wednesday, and thanks for being with us. And Katie joined. Perfect timing as I just finished dinner and it's time to finish this last scene. Oh, so excited for you. Do you mean last scene of the day, or is this last scene, last scene? I need to know. And if it's not the last scene of the book, how close are you? I would absolutely love to know. Adam spent the past half hour breathing, which felt good. I also stopped by Brielle's stream and said hello. That's lovely. I'm glad you used it to rest. OMG, Google Docs is diabolical with stealing the italics away. Google Docs does not want to have emphasis, apparently. I know, and especially in my first drafts, italics everywhere. Like when I'm writing something for the first time, I hear it with the emphasis that I want. And so liberal overuse of italics, and that's something that I have to like edit out of my drafts, is trying to use them, more sparingly so that it's effective. But my first drafts are just like littered with italics because I want it said the way it's coming to my brain, So I'm a little upset that this might have been the case. I read over what I wrote earlier and tried not to cringe and psych myself out. No psyching out aloud. Just moving forward. This is the last scene? It's not the end of the book, but rather a chapter I skipped whenever I was trying to just get it done 2 weeks ago, but the book goes to my editor tomorrow. Katie, that's so exciting. Holy shit. Oh my God. Deadline. Honestly, I'm so proud of you. Think of where you were 4 weeks ago. This is crazy. Oh my gosh, it's a huge accomplishment that you busted out this book, man. You must feel so excited, regardless of psyching yourself out or cringe or whatever. Like, it has to feel so good to have it on paper. At least that's how I would feel, You can make anything out of clay, but first you need your clay. Now you have your clay. That's so exciting. Exciting and absolutely terrifying. Geez, 4 weeks ago I was in the trench. I can't believe it's actually almost done and I made my deadline. I know, girl, I'm not gonna lie. Last month when we were talking about your deadline, I was like, there's no fucking way. And it's not because I didn't believe in you. I know you can do amazing things, but it just sounded impossible. It just sounded too hard. I just didn't, like 4,000 words a day. Babe, that's insane. I really wish you could get a trophy for this. Taking some time to chill is highly underrated. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely a great use of sprints. Girl, I also didn't think I could do it. The power of literally doing it and being like, it's gonna be done. Yeah. So motivating to be on the other side of it. Oh, so excited, and I'm so excited to read BC, which is out so soon. Ah. Didn't let myself think about it not getting done, word by word, day by day. Yeah. Ah, gosh. I think that's the piece, the mental piece that sounds the hardest to me is just, not panicking the way I would, and not spiraling about the amount of words to do and just to sit down and put your head down and do it. 13 days. Oh my God, someone pinch me. Anyway, don't mind me just crashing out in your comments. No, oh gosh, I'm just so happy for you. I'm so glad that you turned it into a good experience and, it's only going to go up from here and you can be proud that you hit your deadline. I have to imagine that editors are so used to people extending deadlines, by necessity, of course, but it's got to feel good to be like, nope, deadline hit for Miss Katie. And I love that about you. And I'm sure your editor loves that about you too. So we're very excited. Alrighty, friends. Well, if yeah, deadline hit 3 days early, nonetheless. You know what, babe? You know what?
Your Jod approves.
Maybe that is a non-licensed, non-approved use of the Jot approves, but I'm gonna give it to you because you deserve it. um, wasn't expecting that. Oh, well, you deserve it, absolutely. Oh my gosh, a draft done is a draft done. Oh, you did it! Whether it takes you 13 days or almost 13 months, like me. Um, Reaching the end is always so, so exciting. And I'm excited to see what's next for draft 2, but we don't have to think about that right now. But alrighty, friends, I'm going to get us right into our second sprint of the evening so I can continue wrestling with my Google Doc and getting those italics back in there where they belong. The amount of notes I have, yeah, I'm about to start this phase of doing my reverse outline and making all my notes once I have this print copy in my grubby little hands. And it's going to be intense. But like you said, one word at a time. You tell Google Docs, put that emphasis in. It's important. Alrighty, yes, I'm going to continue working on this 6x9 document, and hopefully by the end of this 30 minutes, it'll be ordered. Oh, my reward, I don't know. I feel like the print copy is a reward for sure. I also feel like going on my vacation was kind of a reward because I finished it. I finished the book right before we left, so it felt like a celebration at the very least. I don't know. I'm saving a piece of jewelry for probably after the next draft because that is going to be really, really hard. And I think it's going to be a big, big accomplishment to do another draft. So I'm going to save that one for the next draft, I think, to really feel that big reward. But yeah. Alrighty, friends, here's our second sprint of the night. So good luck. we go, friends. That was the end of sprint number 2. How did we do? That went very well for me. I decided that I just don't care about the italics. They're not in there, but I just cannot fathom like going through and re-italicizing all of it just for me. Like this print copy is just for my use, so and for me to scribble up and destroy, so I just can't be bothered. But I did get everything loaded up into Lulu actually, so maybe do we want to take a sneaky peek at my Lulu page? Let me see here. I think this is very fun. Hopefully you can all see that now. So I've got my PDF uploaded. It ended up, once I put it in 6x9, it was like 306 pages, I think. So that's just a fun fact. I love knowing that. And I love seeing it in 6x9. It just, chef's kiss, there's something so magical about it. It makes even the messiest first draft look so legit. So I uploaded it. Yes, 308 pages it ended up being. I'm going for a black and white interior. Cream paper. I don't want to hear anything about white being superior. No, 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 no. It's cream. Cream all the way. I have very strong feelings about this because white is giving like printer paper, you know, and I want the little feeling of like official, legit, this could be a book-shaped book thing. And cream paper really does that. I like doing Lulu so I can get it in a coil bound because like I said, I'm planning on like writing very heavily in this and scribbling all over it. So I find coil bound really helpful. And I'm also probably going to retype every word of this book looking at my print copy if I can. I want to avoid doing any copy pasting when I do this draft. And so, you know, having it coil bound so I can stand it up easily, it's just what I prefer. So that's going to be that. I want a matte cover. And I used their cover designer and this is very slapdash, but I just slapped my mood board in there and it'll wrap around the back and front. And I just wrote Hare's Book Draft 1. All very, very quick. Here's the official. You can see the margins and the bleed and all that. I don't really care. This is just for me to mess with. So like, you know, all these pictures are just from Pinterest. They could be very low res. It might look kind of junky when it gets to me, but I don't really care. I just want the inside to look nice or readable, I guess. So that's what the cover will look like. I'm excited to use my mood boards for another purpose. Oh, and this is the fun part, and I guess I don't mind showing you guys chapter 1, but you can flip through and see all the formatting that I did. So you can see my chapter 1, and it looks like a real book, you guys. It looks like a real book. So that's all the formatting that I did. And yeah, so once we get on our last sprint, I will get that ordered up, and hopefully in about 2 weeks or so, I will have it in my grubby little paws. So that's what I did. Let me go back to the top here. Adam said Google Docs is like having a drunk high school teacher grafted onto artificial intelligence, and this is a great way to describe it. I just I wanted to try and get away with doing this with just Google Docs so I didn't have to break out Adobe on my work laptop. I don't want any version of Harry's book touching my work laptop. So we made it work, even though it was not as ideal. Those are great rewards. A print copy and a trip to England sounds perfect to me. Yes, very lucky, very lucky. I'm feeling very energized. And we have the pre-order link for Backhanded Compliments. If y'all don't know, Katie's book is coming out in like less than 15 days, I believe now. It the time has come, the time is almost upon us. So do not forget to check that out. It's not too late. Um, Sorry also about your goldfish memory. Otherwise, in the hard copy, you could underline the words you want to italicize. Yeah, I think I will probably end up doing that. Um, and maybe for the best because, like I said, I over italicize a lot in my first drafts. So it's perhaps the best if I need to, you know, reduce the frequency. Yes, I hope you enjoyed the sneak peek. Very fun. The poem's coming along nicely. Awesome. I look forward to it. I am not publishing a book, JK. I'm ordering a print copy just for my personal use to revise with. So I'm just ordering one little copy to come to me. Yes, Cream is sophisticated. I'm glad you guys agree. In theater, we don't paint any sets white. It bounces light and hurts people's eyes. Oh, that makes so much sense. Yeah, I just find um, when books have white paper, it's just blinding and it hurts me and I don't like it. um, Thank you so much, guys. I'm glad you like it. Thank you. I chose the font in 2 seconds. It was the third font that I clicked on, and that's what we're sticking with. Katie hit 3,000 words total for the day, and we're not super close to the end, but word by word, it'll be done tonight. Oh my goodness, 3,000 words. Amazing, incredible, show-stopping, gorgeous. Here's a corrected link. Thank you, JK. And this is a link to JK's book, Culinary Confessions. Having a sale on it that ends tonight at midnight. Oh my gosh, what is the occasion? Is it like a special anniversary? Let us know. That's very exciting. Alrighty, friends. I once again have failed to put up a discussion question. I'm sorry. I was just in the mood to kind of get on and get some work done tonight. Um, I hope that's okay with you guys. And Luke did come in during that sprint and bring me some coffee. And I know I shouldn't be having coffee this late, but I've been having a lot of headaches and the coffee helps. And I feel one coming on. So I'm excited to get this thing ordered and I will feel very accomplished for the night. I know it usually doesn't affect me too badly. And this is a very, very little cup. We actually call these the Anna cups because I had to quit caffeine a couple of years ago, but coffee is like my love and it brings me so much. It's like my reason for living. So I would just have these small cups. And the rule in our house was that I wasn't allowed to have like a full mug of coffee. Like I could have a little bit in these cups. So now we say like, oh, I just need a little Anna cup. Feel that deeply. Me with my Coca-Cola tonight, gonna fend off the headache with caffeine. Yeah. Coffee flushes away junk. Let's tell each other that migraines count as junk. Oh my God. Yeah. I like this. I like this a lot. I mean, I didn't succeed entirely because I'm back on it and I drink 2 cups of coffee a day now. But and there was a period of probably a couple of months where I did not have coffee at all. And then I would have one in the afternoons and not in the mornings. And then slowly I just reintroduced it and I'm back on my regular habits. But it was really, really helpful for me. I was dealing with a lot of really bad anxiety and like panic disorder and all that. And I kind of had to recalibrate my relationship with caffeine because I couldn't separate anymore what was caffeine, what was anxiety, what was doom. I had really big feelings of doom in my body. And so long story short, I had to recalibrate the caffeine situation. And we're good now. So I'm very glad for that because, the first thing I think of when I wake up in the morning is like, oh my God, I'm so excited to have my coffee. So it was really, really sad and hard. And everyone in my life was like, "What do you mean you're not drinking coffee?" Like it was a big personality shift. Migraines certainly feel like junk. No one wants them. Yeah, I don't know what was up with me. Well, I know what was up with me. I had a lot of screen time yesterday in the dark, and I don't get migraines regularly. Thank God. My mom does, but I do not. Um, but I will get a couple of them a year. And last night was definitely one of them. I was up until midnight, just really, really ill. So, hoping not to repeat that tonight. Yeah, yeah. I can't handle more than that, or I will tweak out. So I don't drink a lot compared to some people, but it's enough for me. Post another link. Oh, mm, oh, it's for Memorial Day. Thank you, JK. Oh, that sounds great. And we have some more links. I hope everyone had a good Memorial Day, by the way. It's so valid. I also tried that too as a technique, but cutting out caffeine wrecked my migraines. So I had to change my anxiety meds instead and keep the caffeine. Oh, I'm sorry, Katie. It's such a delicate balance. It really is. And the withdrawals from the caffeine when I did quit cold turkey for those couple of weeks, it was really, really bad. I didn't feel good for probably 2 weeks. And then I was okay to not have any caffeine in the mornings, but it really hit me hard and really showed me just how dependent I was on it. Oh, it's okay. I'm sorry you get them at all. Yeah, I can feel it like I'm not I don't get migraines, so I don't know if this is like real, but I woke up today and my head was like sore. Like the headache was gone, but um I feel like I have residual like soreness in my head. I don't know if that makes sense, but we're so fine. We're good. Um and it went away, thank God. Thank you, JK. Withdrawal is so killer. It literally makes you feel like such a zombie. Yeah. I always call it my migraine hangover. Like the pain is mostly gone, but it's the after effects. Yeah. I think, and I also have like just the fear that it's going to come back. um, everything I tried last night did not work. And I just kind of had to pray to God that I would fall asleep. And that's what ended up happening eventually. Um, but we're all good. Thank you for indulging me and listening to me complain. All in all, it's really no big deal. Um, and we have one more sprint to get to. So I'm going to make sure we finish off strong and do one more sprint. My timer is not loading. Play. There we go. Okay. I had to give that a little minute to catch back up. So 100% yes, the worry it'll re-trigger is very real. It's nice to talk about and such. I empathize fully. Oh, I feel like big hugs to you, Katie. I know migraines affect you deeply, so I feel like I can't even really say that I get them. um, but thank you for relating. It gives me a lot of perspective, honestly, about my mom, because she is a migraine sufferer, a chronic migraine sufferer, and they were really, really bad when we were kids. Um, and so every time I get down bad with one, I just think about my mom and like the fact that she would go teach elementary school with migraines and, she would get them like multiple times a week. Ugh, warriors, all of you, absolute warriors. So count your blessings. And with that, I am going to get us into our third sprint. So finish off on a strong note, everybody. Good luck. this. I was really locked in to that sprint, you guys. I did not notice that time going by. How was your last sprint? I got really locked in. I ordered my print copy and then I just fully fell down the Notion rabbit hole. Mostly just getting set up for this revision process. So I have a Notion page for Hare's book, which was really set up with all my first draft stuff in it. And so I just kind of gave it a makeover and, deleted pages I didn't need anymore and made new pages. And so I'm excited to keep working on that. I think the next thing I'm going to do is make some pages in there for what I'm calling like my vision section. And that's where I'm going to write a pitch and a query letter, maybe a blurb, although that's probably pretty similar at this point, these early stages. Um, just so I have like my North Star, my guiding values almost of what I want Hare's book to be and accomplish. Um, and that was something I learned from Susan Dennard a long time ago. I did a video. Oof, I shudder to think of um, the quality of that video because I made it so early days. But I made a video about making revision plans. And in the research I did, I learned a lot from Susan Dennard about how to revise. And she said that, when she's starting a revision, the very first thing she does is kind of pin down her vision. What are the things that I absolutely want to be in the book, that made me want to write the book in the first place? What are my North Stars that I'm aiming for? And I think doing the pitch and the query letter will really help me figure that out. And I'm excited to do those, before I move on. So that is what I'll be working on this week, probably. So let me know how you did. Um, I'm so sorry I forgot to introduce this before we went off on our sprint, but you guys already know the drill. On the last sprint of the night, I welcome everybody to share either one good thing that happened to you this week or a line from your work in progress. And hello, Pokemon Soul. Welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. This is a tradition for those who don't know. I always ask this at the end of our streams together. I really just like ending on a moment of gratitude, and sends me off into my night with like a warm, fuzzy feeling. So, for me, I think I was thinking about this. I think I'm going to share one good thing that happened to me this week. Um, Slightly work related, but I earlier this year got to work with an intern at work for the very first time, which was, a really great experience. It was my first time working as somebody's manager, so I had a lot of imposter syndrome to work through. And I really wanted that intern to have a good experience. And so my good thing of the week is that my manager asked me to do this again and take on another intern in the fall, because it went so well in the wintertime. And so that was really nice to hear that she thought I did a good job with the intern program. And I put a lot of work into designing the term and their learning. And like I did a lot of new training materials. And so I was just happy to have that recognized and that she, trusts me enough to do it again. So that was my one good thing. And it's nice to have a positive takeaway from work this week, because obviously coming back from vacation, I was majorly in a little like post-vacation depression. Didn't want to go back to work at all. But that was very positive. So I believe Adam shared a line or two for us. There's a side project which will be taking up my attention during next week for a different audience than my usual. I'm sprinkling in my usual comedy, but the thriller elements are big. So one of the whip's lines is this: home is where the heart is, and I'm very sorry that your heart isn't hurting people. That means you're living in a house of pain. Sooner or later, it'll be pain for you too. And the character who speaks it ends up solving who the murderer is. Sounds like someone is getting their karma, and that sounds very well suited to a thriller. Thriller comedy sounds really fun, Adam. Um, no words written, but maybe I'll have better luck tomorrow. Oh, that's okay. Like we said in the beginning of the stream, resting is a great use of stream time too. So I hope that you at least got to rest and relax and recharge, refill your well. Tomorrow's a new day. Hello, Sal the Salamander. I've been away from my project for almost 2 months, so I'm working on rereading what I have. That's fantastic. And good job getting back into it. I know it's hard to break, break the seal, as it were, and get back into the document. So I think you've already done the hardest part. Katie got about 300 words, and I would share a line, but this is not a scene to be shared. So a good thing would be that I've had so many people reach out and tell me how much they loved BC. That's so exciting, Katie. I'm really, really tempted to go read the first couple of chapters on Amazon, but I'm going to try really hard to resist. I want to wait until I have my copy in my hands on June 11th, hopefully, and um, and just enjoy it from page one. But I'm so tempted to go read it. One good thing that happened to me, got some book sales on Culinary Confessions and reached 200 followers on Ko-Fi last Thursday, and I got 8 more followers since then. Great job, JK. I'm glad you're getting some momentum. That's very exciting. Um, and I published my entry for the Ko-Fi Creative Letter Challenge. I'd love for you guys to check it out. Ooh, I'm reading the title here, The Midnight Oil Society for Those Who Burn. Intriguing. Thank you for sharing. Um, One person even said they were so excited to read more books from me, and yeah, it was just really validating. Ah, Katie, that's so exciting. I'm really excited. Just hearing you talk about book two, I'm already really impatient for book two, and I haven't even read book one yet. But I'm so excited to see fanfic tropes kind of working their way into traditional media and seeing a lot of tropes from like Korean manhwas working their way into our media. I think it's so exciting and really fresh and fun. Um, Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's very rewarding. And I had a great intern um, who was just really like passionate about our industry, which was, really refreshing. Like it's definitely easy to get like, jaded when you've been in the same position for a long time. But she just really helped me, remember what is so cool and interesting about the industry that I work in. So I got a lot out of it too, honestly. We have a line from Sal. By the time her parents came home, there was nothing left except a deep hue on the tips of the grass as the morning dew mixed with the burnt umber crusting of blood. No body to bury, only a memory to mourn. Ooh, this sounds like another thriller or horror-esque project. Wow, I love the switch up from like descriptive nature to burnt umber crusting of blood. I was not expecting that. Very, very fun. Imagine if your intern in the fall ended up being Robert De Niro. I don't know where this is coming from, Michael, but that would be that would be silly. I don't know why he would switch up from acting, but I guess you never know. And thank you, JK. Thank you very much. Alrighty, I want to scroll back up because, of course, we have another tradition. Our Wednesday night tradition is that when our friend Michael is in the chat, he will write us a poem. And Michael wrote us a poem based. Oh, sorry, I'm stupid. Sorry. I don't know movies very well. I'm sorry, Michael. I hope reading your poem, you will forgive me. Um, So I gave Michael the word glass as a prompt, and I chose this word. I sometimes pick words from the scene that we're working on that night or whatever. And I chose glass because working on my characters' shard of glass, as far as their like character arcs, is something that was on my revision checklist. So I just yanked that word out. And here is the poem that Michael wrote for us tonight. Okay, so this is glass. You see it high as you stand in the filthy alleyway, the lines the warehouse left to rot as long as it may stay. You see it high as now the sun begins to set to west. In this part of the city's sprawl, the darkness does not rest. You wonder if you even should be here for want or need, for nature makes no jungle that gives danger in exceed. As well as you can tell, there are no others like this one. Each other one is cracked at least, however it was done. The worst ones only have some shards that cling to splintered frame, so many hold their shattered webs that spiders shall not claim. You cannot help but to assign a little bit of hope onto this one that yet remains, however it can cope. And then you hear a siren that reflects a multitude. A car now barrels down a street, is not being rude. A moment later is a bang, and then a number more. These are not fireworks of fun, this night there will be war. You see it high as if there is still light above the world. A man is heard to clear his throat, and where he lies all curled. Perhaps you are not foolish to have hope inside your heart. Perhaps you always will believe in faith in heaven's part. Perhaps the church 2 blocks away has power in its mass, or maybe this high window just has still unbroken glass. That's it. Wow, Michael, this is very different and excellent as always. I found the rhythm of that so smooth and lovely. Um, wow, so interesting to see you write with a urban setting, a modern setting, because I always have come to expect nature and myth from you. So very fun to see you flex your poetic muscles. Um, and it still evoked a lot of imagery for me. Wow. I liked this verse particularly. You cannot help but to assign a little bit of hope onto this one that yet remains, however it can cope, like really personifying this building. So thank you so much for sharing. Um, Let me scroll down here. Yes, amazing poem. Well done. Beautiful as always. Very fun to end on the poem as always. Thank you, Michael. And thank you, friends. I think that is where we will end for tonight. We got our 3 sprints in. I ordered my print copy, and that is on the way to me. I'm so, so very excited. Um, very impatient as always. But I think it should get to me in probably about 2 weeks. And oh, I meant to say, in case you were curious with Lulu, with the cost of 1 copy plus shipping, it ended up being around $17. So just in case you were curious. And I'm hoping to kick off a vlog in June of me working through all my revision prep checklist items, which I'll share with you guys soon. But I'm really excited to, um, make a big chunky vlog again. It's been a minute since I've filmed a month-long vlog, and I'm really excited to do that and just see everything we can get done in the month of June and really get ourselves in a good place to start draft 2 in July. So I have a lot of motivation right now. If you couldn't tell, I'm very energized by getting to the end of this draft. So much so I'm thinking about doing a lot more streaming in the month of June. I don't want to commit to anything here and now, but I'm thinking about doing more morning streams. So keep your notifications on. I may decide at the last minute whether or not to do pop-up streams. But I'm really motivated to get a lot of like butt and chair time for June. So hope that sounds good and fun. Thank you so much everyone for coming. JK, Devesha, were you being a lurker? You lurker. Thank you so much for the sprints. Congrats on the print copy and revision work. Thank you, Katie. Thank you so much. Thank you, JK. Oof, I think this is for the poem. Yes, chunky vlog. Weekend isn't far away, so happy trails. Oh, you're so right, Adam. We're so close. 2 more days and we're back on a Saturday. Thank you, friends. Excellent. I count on you guys to keep me accountable. I appreciate it so much that anyone shows up to my streams, whether they be evening or morning. It really means a lot to me that you guys are here. And hi, Emma. If you were looking as well, I hope the sprints were good to you. Thanks and bye. And Wendy lurking also. Lots of love to the lurkers. Thank you guys for being here. And yeah, thank you, Sal. I always stream on the last Wednesday of the month. And then we'll see if I choose to do anything else. If so, I'll try to schedule it at least 24 hours in advance so you can get that notification and whatnot. Shampooing your couch, Wendy. I have questions about this. That sounds like a task, and I hope we were good company. Lurkers unite. All right, everybody, I will let you go to enjoy the rest of your night. But again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you at the end of June, and we will catch up on our month and all that we accomplished. So, love you so much. Bye.